Hi, today's Let's Play is Chaos Reborn. Chaos Reborn is a reimagination of an old Spectrum game called Chaos. It came out over 31 years ago. I thought I'd quickly show you Chaos and then we'll view Chaos Reborn. So this is Chaos on the Mosaic Spectrum being played. I've speeded it up a little so we can get through the turns, but it's basically a battle of wizards. You're a wizard, you had a selection of spells. The other wizards all had a selection of spells, single screen, up to 8 players. It had hot seat co-op, no, not co-op, it had hot seat versus mode. One of the key features was the creatures you cast, you could either cast them as real or as illusions. If they were illusions, they were guaranteed casts. They will always cast, regardless, but they could be dispelled by any other wizard. If you cast a real monster, there was a chance that it wouldn't be cast, depending on the balance of chaos and law in the game. Chaos and law balance got changed by the spells being cast. As you see, it got quite manic in a single player game. That's just 4 players with 3 computers going on there at the moment on the Spectrum version. There's ghosts and hydras and goodness knows what in the game. So anyway, that's Chaos. So we should move on to Chaos Reborn. It was done by the same, it was written by the same publisher as Chaos, the same person. So moving on to Chaos Reborn, here we go. It's Chaos Be Reborn. It's the same game, just done for modern PCs. There's a full training system, so a full tutorial so you can learn how to play the game. A single player campaign that's recently been added. A multiplayer campaign where you can play against friends or online realms, which I'll go into in a second. There's a lot in the game. Okay, we'll go into online realms. So here is my wizard currently. There's a whole manner of stuff you can buy and upgrade if you wish to with in-game gold. I've got 996 at the moment in the top left corner. I'm going to a Chaos, Realms of Chaos. These are maps made by other players. You can pick a map to go to, play out the story. It's a single player mode. So for instance, I'll just pick this map. Click yes there. And here you are on the game screen. Explains the scenario, what you have to do, and then you can move your wizard around the map, visit various cities. The map's a bit bigger than this. Obviously there's a fog of war going around with the clouds, so I can, as I say, move my wizard up to, say, this city here. There's something going on here. The red marker is an enemy wizard, and there's various things you can do in the city. You can buy stuff, you can buy rumours, you can hire mercenaries to help you. It's sort of adding a role-playing element to the game of Chaos. Admittedly, it doesn't look anything like really the Spectrum game at the moment, but that's going to change in a second when we go to this wizard and try to fight him. So I've gone to this square, I'm going to fight him. And here we are in the battle screen. As you can see, the spells are now cards along the bottom of the screen. The game's fully 3D. I can spin around the map and, as I say, spin it around, zoom in, zoom out. I'm the wizard on the left. The enemy wizard's the one up there at the top of the map. No longer on squares, we're on hexes. All the usual spells there. Disbelieve, if I don't believe someone's cast a genuine creature, I can dispel it. Dispel returns a creature I've cast and returns its mana. It's like that's an addition to the Spectrum version. And then various creatures and other effects that you can cast with their percentages in the top left corner. So I've got 90% chance of casting a goblin. I can click goblin, place it on the tile where I'm going to cast it. I can choose between illusion or real. 90% chance of casting, I'm going to cast it real and hope for the best. And there's my goblin. When you cast a creature, it can't do anything on the first turn. It can't move or anything, so the enemy then takes their turn. They're going to move their wizard first, and they're going to cast a skeleton. Fair enough. So it's my turn. Now I can move the goblin out of the way if I wish. But obviously different creatures have different move distances. They also have different attack types. Some are ranged, some are flying. And they're going to pick another spell to cast. 80% chance of casting a skeleton. I'm going to cast a real one, hope for the best. Excellent, I've got myself a skeleton and a goblin to fight for me now. The game is turn-based, so yeah, so you take your turn, you click end turn, the other players take their turns. The heights in the maps do matter for attacking and defending. Putting your creatures on the top or the higher levels gives them a noticeable advantage over creatures on lower levels. I'm going to stick a Guardian Totem down in the hope that it offers some protection to my creeps. So yes, although this is online, the only real online thing about it is the fact the map loaded in from online, the scenario loaded online, but the wizard I'm playing against is actually CPU. I've just dispelled one of his creatures. I didn't believe it was real and it wasn't. That's excellent. I'm going to move my skeleton up and my goblin up in the hope that I can do some sort of attack and damage on his wizard. Next to the skeleton there, that funny purple thing is a mana thing, a mana tap I think they call it. You collect them and that increases your mana on the right where that 0 is in a diamond. If you get that up to a certain level, I think on this wizard at 65 I get a unique ability, like a mega spell. So it encourages you to move around the map with your wizard rather than just sort of holding yourself up in a corner somewhere. Oh dear, that spell I just tried to cast didn't cast. His skeleton just attacked mine and took it out. It's because it was on high ground, it had a better chance of attack. And he's got a rat trying to kill my goblin. The goblin counter attacks and kills it. At the top middle of the screen is the balance of power between law and chaos. If the balance goes towards chaos, that means the chaotic spells become more and more easier to cast. So the ones that are in red, all the cards that are in red down below, would have higher percentages. If the balance goes towards blue, then the cards that have the blue numbers would be easier to cast, so their percentages would go up. The other colour cards, the green ones, are neutral. So it's a bit strange, but neutral ones will cast, if it's neutral, somewhere between law and chaos. Despite it being turn-based, the turns are very quick because you're only going to move a few creatures, cast a spell, and then it's the next player's turn. So the flow of the game is pretty good. You can also spend your gems on the right hand side to increase the percentage chance of casting successfully. He just cast magic attack and took out my skeleton. Nearly all the spells have a range. The only spell that really doesn't is Dispel, which could be cast globally. Sorry, Disbelieve, that could be cast globally. I'm going to try and cast a vampire spell. 45% chance. I'll cast it as an illusion. Guaranteed cast. The problem is, if he disbelieves that, it disappears. Otherwise, illusions are a fully fledged unit, so the illusion will do damage, take damage. For all intents and purposes, it's a real unit. Oh, his skeleton killed me. If your wizard dies, it's game over, or your creeps die. You get a little bit of XP, but I've now been kicked out of that scenario. There is an option to res. It costs gold. But this time I'm going to go back to Limbo and check out the other multiplayer option. So that's me playing realms. I could, as I say, I can go to another realm if I want to. There's plenty of choice. They're user created, so yeah. But I'm going to come out of that now, and I'm going to try a multiplayer battle. Several filters. A friendly game, you can play league games. The difference between live and asynchronous game is the fact you can play a game over a series of days. And I've clicked quick match and it's found me an opponent already. So there's my opponent, Speedy. And I'm down here on this little map. And it's Speedy's goes first. The wizards in this mode only have a certain time limit to cast. The time limit's quite generous. It looks like it's about 3 minutes. And one thing I found in this game was Speedy wasn't very speedy. Not very speedy at all. He's cast Magic Forest. And now it's finally my turn. I'm going to move my wizard forward and try and cast a gooey blob into his forest to try and goo him up. 70% chance of casting, and it failed. Great. He's now gone into the magic forest, so if he stays in that square, he'll eventually get an extra spell, and he cast Gooey Blob on me, and he succeeded, so now my wizard is stuck there, which is a bit of a pain. I'm going to try, not sure what to try really. Try some Tangly Vines into his forest. It's a multiple cast spell, so I can cast it on several squares. 80% chance of casting, and success. Although being stuck in this goo is very annoying. Gooey Blob does attack me every turn as well, so there's a risk that it'd actually kill me. I think I'm going to jump forward in time on this game because it went on for about 25 minutes. A lot of the time it's just waiting, downtime, waiting for the other player. Sadly, he wasn't the quickest player in the world. I'm not criticising him, but I'll jump forward in time a bit and we'll see how it pans out. Okay, we'll jump forward in time. I've surrounded his wizard with my creeps. This looks like a done deal. It's his turn. Oh, he killed my rat there. That's okay, I'll find another creep and put in there in its place. On the right side of the screen you can see I've got 71 crystals now. I can actually cast my Omega spell. I'm just waiting for his turn to end. I am looking at a spell to try and cast a creep to try and get him. We'll move down here, I can put a skeleton up next to him. I'll improve my chance of casting it. He's totally boxed in. Yep, I think I'll move my other rat round there. Have a quick attack. I know it's got no effect really. And in my turn. Excellent. It's now his turn. Oh. Well, I didn't see that coming. One hit, he's killed my wizard. Darn it. I'm dead. Oh, well, I got a bit of XP and a little bit of gold for playing. And that is the multiplayer of Chaos Reborn. There are a few other things in the game. Yeah, Online Wizard there's a shop, for instance, for the Online Wizard. So there's equipment. You can change your staff, you can buy more gear, you can buy different armor sets. There are packs to buy. I don't believe you use real money, I think it's all in-game gold. I've got loads of in-game gold, I might buy a mega pack. And then the packs have got items in there like staffs and spells and things. So Chaos Reborn is a really good version of Chaos. Brought the old Spectrum Classic right up to date. Currently available on Steam. There you go, I've just put on some troll armour. Change around spells, make force certain spells to be in my hand. Even change the staff around. The staff obviously adjusts the mega spell, so mine was Shadow Forest, but Swarm of Rats sounds even better. Reborn is currently on Steam. The price is about £15, currently 50% off in the Steam sale. It's a very... I think it's a good game, to be honest. Thank you for watching.